Hi, this is the crew from Rock Life. My name's Morgan. I'm the director, writer, and editor of the film, and with me is the director of photography, Will Daring. And then with me also is the the performer of the music and the recorder of the music, I guess you would say, uh, Tyler Gilly. So let's just jump right into it with some commentary. First shot is like from my dry run, so that's kind of like a little homage to my hard work from that. I thought, like not really, but so we're starting off with the killer. I thought that was a good rewrite based on my dry run. And Will did a really good job with knowing just like how to light. I think that was like the strongest part of our film. Um, we added like some random color. I thought was nice to the girl's face. I thought that was like a nice little touch just to make it a little bit more colorful. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, just kind of brighten it up. We're trying to basically, when you came to me, you're saying, "Oh, we're gonna do that like '80s cheesy slasher film," right? Which is great for me because that's like something that is like totally achievable for us, right? So you think of like that like '80s cinematography, right? It's super like like MTV music video influenced, right? Like super bright colors, super strong gels. Um, and it's sort of like the way I see it is like a bunch of film students watched like Storaro films, right? And then maybe they graduated with they didn't get the best grades, right? And then they went and worked on a bunch of low budget projects, right? So it's sort of like those philosophies in like a sort of like bastardized and sort of garish way, but in a way like it works best with the content and the subject matter, right? And like that's what's so great about this genre. So that's sort of the philosophy that we were going forward with, right? Is like super always having like a really strong rim light that was oftentimes like really blown out, right? Which is not something nowadays. It's like, oh, always have super motivated lighting, right? But with the subject matter that we're dealing with and that like style that we're kind of trying to pastiche, that was not, those were not the rules that they were following, right? Like very oftentimes had 3-point lighting. We did like 3-point lighting and then just like would remove the fill for dramatic effect,
Yeah,
right? And that's pretty
because
much
we
what we went.
couldn't have too harsh of light with the cabins like walls. It was just like too
Yeah, and then yeah,
bouncy.
keeping the light off those cabin walls was really important.
To also help with the effect that we were trying to do. Obviously, the film's called Rock Life, and we could have done it without the music. So, Tyler, what do you have to say about the theme song that you did and all the music that you did?
Uh, the theme song that was like pretty much like inspiration for a lot of like '80s B horror movies, or just like really low budget movies. They all seem to have like a general like theme song, and obviously since this one was about a rock band, getting killed, it made it a little easier to kind of pick I guess a genre that would like fit the group of people I knew we were going to be working with. So
Yeah, and there's like an obscene amount of rock songs about rock music already, so that's like already an established genre to
yeah,
work with.
And it was nice to, the main thing that I wanted to do was make a film with my friends, and my friends are also musicians. And so I thought it was a nice little, you know, thing to do. Just like, kind of like show like, hey, I have like talented friends also. Like they're not just like, doing film stuff, but like,
Yeah, that's like something unique that you can bring,
yeah.
right? Like that's something unique about you that you can share and
And
introduce into your work.
so like Kayvon was definitely like a big help with trying to create the tone of the film. Like the main song in the jam scene, the first one, and even the second one, they were all kind of like from Kayvon's mind just because he's a guitarist, and I wanted him to have a little more ownership of that, like to what would you play in this situation. I just basically gave him like an idea saying, hey, I want this tone, I want at least two changes like in the progressions. And for the first one, I just showed him a Black Keys song. Do you know the Black Keys, Will?
Yeah, I know
So
the Black Keys.
there's like that song where it's like your touch, like something like that. Like,
Yeah, and that's like
uh, Yeah, I hate doing. I hate mouthing songs.
You hate mouth guitar. It's the one that goes like
Yeah.
boop 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 boop
You know
boop
the
boop. Yeah,
beep
something
boop
like
boop
that.
bop beep
Yeah,
boop
yeah,
boop
exactly. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I know
yeah.
that one. Yeah, yeah,
beep.
yeah.
That one. No, you know Your Touch, like that, right? That
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
on like
he's-
Magic Potions album or something like that. Anyways,
So you gave him that. You're like, this is the vibe that we're
I was
trying
just
to
like, I
capture.
wanted something like upbeat, like bluesy, like simple, just like in your
Mhm.
face kind of blues rock, I guess. Like,
Mhm.
Like a garage blues.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like three people, and it's like you're not gonna get like crazy sounds out of these
Mhm.
three people, but you're
Yeah.
gonna get like good music.
I see exactly what you're, that first song. Like it really, it set the tone. You didn't fear or like feel like danger coming on. But by the second one, it was really frenetic. It was really like aggressive.
Exactly, and that was like
the cutting was a lot faster.
that was the other thing for the second one. I was like, I wanted it to be like a meaner, like in your face, and he just
Mhm.
and basically he just played the same riff that he played on the acoustic because he was already playing that.
Yeah.
He just played it softer,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, play something on this, and then he started doing that, and I was like, okay, so that's good. And then he's like, yeah, it's just the same riff, and then I was like, oh, nice, like that helps, like like he was thinking about that, like I thought that was cool. This scene with the hunter and Tyler, I thought was really funny. That's probably the best joke of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one.
And
sure.
his theme is great. I love the theme. that
Oh
you
yeah,
did
the
in-
slide guitar.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. Like when I did that.
The little plotting like.
Yeah. That.
Did you bring it? Did you bring it back when the guy goes to take a piss?
No, I didn't. I just because at that point I wanted that tone to be more scary. Like I tried to do like the best I could for like a jump scare thing. But yeah, I definitely didn't want to bring it back because I the way it's filmed, like it does. There's no like in between time, like the killer's like right up. So it's like I don't want the tension to be like I didn't want the tension to be quick. I wanted the tension to build from that, and then so when the killer does come, you're like, oh, get out of here, you can kind of marinate in that tension. Then then the big moment happens.
Mm-hmm. You can feel that 100% too. I think you're right. Where that little a little glimpse of levity kind of would have lost that momentum that you had been building with the score and with what was happening on screen.
This is probably our best lighting that we've did for the film.
I peaked in the kitchen.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, it was really good.
I was cold outside, wasn't having a good time. Early on, I was a little green, but yeah, kitchen was that's when it got the best. So for this scene, basically, this is kind of like the one little bit of color semblance of color theory that we had in here, where the killer is sucks the warmth out of the room, right? So when it opens up with the girl, she's making breakfast. We had warm lights, right? And then when we cut back to the kitchen, those are gone, those are extinguished, right? And that's sort of like a consistent thing that we keep through the movie, where they into the darkness outside, it's like this blue light that contrasts the warmth of the inside of the cabin, right? Like when Kayvon peers out into the darkness, and that death looks back at him and bathes his face.
I thought we had really cool shots with that. Like we had two very similar shots, but with different lighting. It was opposite, I guess you could say, with Kayvon and Caleb's character.
And it gets progressively bluer as things go to shit.
And that was one I wanted for sure, and that's what we mentioned, or what I mentioned when we talked about what we're gonna do with lighting with this.
Yeah, and that early scene is just a really desaturated early incarnation of what will continue for the rest of the movie.
And then this is when everybody was pushing their limits on the
5 a.m.
Yeah, shit all fucking night.
Hey, it was worth it, I think.
Yeah.
We
were scrambling for cigarettes, looking for them.
Yeah, that was the one thing that pissed me off.
I had smoked all of you guys' cigarettes, if I remember correct.
He threw a cigarette after each take. It was 5 takes, and he would lose the cigarette each time he threw it.
And this shot here, this is only one angle, and then you just zoomed in, you cropped in to give it a second angle.
Yeah. Actually, no, that was the same. That was a separate.
Oh, we did have another one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the one where he was stepping not in front of the light. And so I used everything that was in front of the light.
Yeah, because when I watched your dry run, it was just a static shot of them talking together, and it was agony. It was so bad. I wasn't about to harsh your buzz, but that part was rough. So, I like it a lot better in this version.
So obviously the kill scene was something that was planned, and I didn't prepare enough for. I got all this stuff, and I didn't do a practice run because I didn't want to waste the materials that I got.
No, you didn't.
That's why. That's
Yeah.
why. But either way, I think the main problem was I didn't have enough blood. There was not enough pressure on the sprayer that we had.
I think the
I literally only had
tube
like
was a
12 ounces or 16
yeah.
ounces of blood.
Yeah, the tube. I think the tube was a little long for the pressure that we were trying to build because
Right.
like the whole
I need
thing
like a
was full.
gallon.
You need,
like-
yeah, I would say a much shorter tube, much more blood.
I don't
The
know.
viscosity of the blood seemed a little thick. Maybe
But that's what I'm saying. I think if I had enough blood,
if you had enough blood next time.
dude, there was like, it was like
it was
this-
a tiny.
it was a tiny thing.
Did you watered it down some though?
No, we really. I didn't. I told him
It was literally like enough for that, like, because once he fell and like the blood actually like
it just exploded
There
out.
was-
Yeah, he
there was-
fell down and it
there was
squirted out.
none left in the thing.
Yeah.
And that was
A
it.
little ill-fated. We could have gotten some like corn syrup and food
Yeah,
coloring and
that
shit.
was my fault.
Yeah, or you could have just did a practice run.
Regardless,
Yeah.
Captain.
Or we could have
hindsight,
actually stabbed his ass in the woods.
We probably should have.
fucking Cannibal Holocausted his ass out there.
No, we would definitely have more blood then.
Yeah, exactly. More blood than you could ever need.
What's your favorite scene, Will?
That's this scene.
Just this whole scene?
Yeah, I like the lighting when he comes up out of the kitchen and like walks over. This one's like the most realistic out of the night scenes. Obviously, it's got that 80s feel to it, so it's a little surreal, right? But it feels good. It feels believable. The music is like really aggressive. We just watched some dude get stabbed to death. Yeah, I definitely fuck with this one. This is like the peak for me is this scene. And then following we have that climax, the emotional climax.
I definitely had like the intention to like have different angles and like approach to the jam scene. I was like, this is a different jam scene, so let's like do something different. And like I wanted more pans, a lot tighter, and even like the shots with just Kayvon and then just Tyler. I liked how they were like, this was kind of just not like intended, but I liked how this happened. Like we had one frame where it's like they're both kind of like to the edge of the frame, and it kind of creates like a where they're missing somebody.
Yeah.
They're both like to the edge of the frame, and it's like, oh, there's like a big gaping.
There's a big gaping. What's that guy's name?
Caleb.
Caleb-sized hole.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so Tyler comes outside and he yells Caleb in 4 out of 5 takes, and
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
No one noticed.
Nobody
either.
noticed.
No one
Nobody said a
damn
word.
Is his name not Caleb?
It's Dez in the film.
Dude, I never knew that guy's name.
What?
Yeah.
I said Des one. I said Des one time.
I never.
That was the
guy's
very first take, which is the one he used. And then
Yeah.
after that, I did not say it like for the next like 5 takes or something.
Yeah.
Des! What the fuck, dude?
You lost yourself, Tyler. Gotta be done, man. There's no other way.
So I guess I'm the next victim, huh?
I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Long time.
You'll pay!
This shot here is good.
Yeah, that was the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Caleb.
that one was not playing. That was not in like the shot list or anything. That was just like an extra one that we snuck in.
This is my favorite scene.
with Kayvon and the killer.
This is my favorite shot in the whole movie. I think. And then like their interaction, the like the angle you have, like these are like professional like close up dialogue angles, I think. And then just Josue's performance, like he doesn't blink that whole time. Like he's like so wide eyed, and you can just like see like, yeah, this is the fucking killer for sure.
It's his eyes are just
You know?
black, and you have that little catch light.
Yeah,
You know, it's
I like-
super
he-
unnerving.
He did.
I like
He
how
just killed it.
Just
He
glassy.
killed it, yeah.
I like how Kayvon's like reactions were.
Yeah,
in that
Kayvon's
scene.
like this is the
Like,
best.
The
scene
nervousness, you know, you could definitely
acting-wise.
feel it.
Mm-hmm. You know, the killer, and you know, here we can see like you know, there's a little bit of that warmth left on the back of Kayvon, but
Yeah.
the rest of the shot is just blue and black, and you know, you can hardly even see his face, right? Like, you know, there's basically just like a rim, and then like not really a key, not really like there's You know what I mean?
You can
It's all
see his
black
face enough.
enough, but it's dark, right? Like
Right.
You
He
can see his
doesn't
like the whites in the of his like teeth and eyes.
Exactly.
It gives it like more like, well, like kind of like Hannibal Lecter vibe.
yeah. He's just like a creature that is like coming out of this color and these tones.
Yeah, and then the final shot with the zoom out.
Yeah.
If that lens was just like a life saver, like
I think that's partially why the photography got better as it progressed, because we were trying to cut closer and closer and closer, right? Like over the course of the film, just to kind of like build that tension. So then eventually, we ended up switching to that, cinema lens, and it made it look a lot better. Like it made it look much better.
yeah.
Also, obviously cutting in helps because the background's more, blurred out, and we didn't really have much in terms of like production design, So I think that also like helped us a lot in making it look a little more pro.
Yeah, we definitely all that time spent, on each not just scene but just shot, like was definitely warranted with like what we got out of it. So
yeah, it paid off. It looked good.
and some people say, like, why can't we just fucking move on and like get the next shot? Like it's like, yeah, I get it. And like, and then sometimes we had to tap out. I had to tap you out. Be like, yo, dude, like,
Yeah,
if we can't get it, we can't get it. We gotta
Exactly.
move on. Like we've been doing this one shot for like 25, 30 minutes.
I was making those poor kids move the light. Like, oh,
Yeah.
put it over there. No, it's not right. Put it over there. A little higher. A
You
little
did
bit
that
the
to me
left.
too.
Like, oh
you
yeah.
know?
Also,
yeah.
I was a little tyrant, man.
And I got mad at a few people, just like other stuff, and they we'd squash those beefs.
Yeah,
later.
tension's running high, man.
It was it was a film production for sure. Like definitely, I felt like that was the closest thing to like a real like film production, like later on, and like if I ever do go further into it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was nice. I mean, at the end we were pretty cohesive. Like, obviously there was like squabbles, but like that, like last night when we were out in the woods, like nobody really seemed to fight. Like everyone was just like cold and fucking motivated. What I mean? Like at that point, like we were like locked down. We were gonna bang it out. We were gonna do it how it was supposed to be done. And like, a lot of like the the emotions that were running high before like kind of disappeared, and we were just like,
it's just because like people knew like there's no point in like complaining about it. Like we're all there, we're all doing it. Like
that was like the moment where I feel like it clicked for us. Like even if we were like a little worn down and maybe not like performing the best that we could, like we were just like like machines, like just fucking getting it done. And we knew everybody knew their job, everyone was on it. Like that was like the best for me. I fucking love that.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate everything that you and Tyler did. Thought we killed it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tyler.
No, I had
Thank
fun.
you, Tyler.
I had fun. I'll do it again anytime. On to the next project.
And yeah, not just the people here, but also the people that aren't here. They all had a contribution that was very crucial to the film, down to the last person. So I just want to thank everybody that was part of it, and hope everybody enjoys it. But yeah, thanks for listening, and